Go ahead and share your experience.
I'm deaf, my husband is hearing, and we have 4 sons together. There was one time that one of our sons was sick and we had to take him to the doctor's office, and I requested an interpreter and was denied. Instead, they called my husband in and said that I didn't need an interpreter if he was in there. Clearly, that was a form of oppression. The doctor shouldn't be deciding who the caretakers are of our children. That's what we do as parents, and in that moment, my parental rights were violated. That experience is not something that has only happened to me, but something that's shared by members of the deaf community often. I'm deaf, my husband is hearing, and we have 4 sons. There was one time that one of our sons was sick and we had to take him to the doctors. I requested an interpreter and was denied, and they told me that they were going to call my husband, and because of that, they wouldn't need an interpreter. That, in and of itself, was a form of oppression. The doctor shouldn't be deciding who the guardians and caretakers of our children are. That's our rights as parents, and in that moment, my rights were violated. That doesn't only happen to me, it happens to the deaf community as a whole.
I'm originally from Buffalo. I grew up in a hearing family. When I was growing up, there were a lot of barriers to communication because people around me didn't know sign language. When I moved to Rochester, I came to college to RIT and TID, and there were deaf people all around, which was so nice because everyone was able to communicate in the same language. And I'm happy to be a part of it. It's nice to be a part of the deaf community here. I'm originally from Buffalo. I grew up in a hearing family. I often felt really isolated at home because communication wasn't always easy. I didn't have access to sign language. I ended up moving to Rochester for college. I came to RAT, which was so much better of a fit for me because there were deaf folks all around me. There's also a really great deaf community here, and I definitely felt like I belonged within the deaf community here, and I don't feel isolated anymore.